exec, el Vélez, el Vélez, el Vélez, el fenómeno que todos quieren ser, el chamaquito que no pueden entender.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to episode 114 of the Exec Talk podcast. I am your host, Velez. How we doing? How you doing? Let's start by, getting, the unfortunate news that we got today. Even though this man lived a long, prosperous life, successful in many ways, inside basketball and even outside basketball, influenced the game and the timeline of the NBA in more ways than we can count. The logo, Jerry West, passed away this morning. He was 86 alongside his bride and his family, which his family, all the, all condolences, prayers go out. Just a legend, 10-time first team All-NBA, fourth most. He used to lost seven straight finals facing the Bill Russell Celtics in the 60s. And also in a losing effort as well, 1970, he also won the MVP in a losing effort in the finals, only guy to ever do so. He has the highest scoring average in finals history, above Michael, above LeBron. And just a true legend of the game as a player. Is always known for the Lakers and playing with Wilt. And, and then after that, drafting, being part of the Lakers front office when they drafted Kobe. And they had Kobe and Shaq. In the Golden State, when Curry was there, just championships sprinkled all through this man's life, from losing 7 of them to ending up with a lot of rings as an executive, 2-time executive of the year, Hall of Fame of 1986, which is crazy because, I think he went in, literally like 5 years, first ballot. Which is, that's what he deserved. He's the logo. He is the guy that you see every single time you see the NBA logo. That is Jerry West when he was playing. He wore number 44. And he would be dearly missed. So thank you, Jerry West. All right. Now that is out of the way, let's give a shout out to Christian McCaffrey, CMC, that boy Mac. He is the 2025 EA Madden EA cover athlete. Hopefully he doesn't get the curse. Everybody's gotten the curse. I don't even know why it happens, but every time somebody is on the cover, the next season, for some reason, not so hot. Peyton Hillis is probably the biggest example. Peyton Hillis was also the last running back to get picked to be the cover athlete. CMC is a different caliber. This guy's a walking Hall of Famer. He's a walking golden bus. A bus is that's what the Hall of Fame face that you get in Canton, Ohio for the NFL. It's called a bus, a Hall of Fame bus. So he's walking one. He's like. If he retired right now, I think he would make it in. He does need a ring. That would definitely cement it. But the type of performances that he's put out, seasons and in the playoffs, especially this past one, limited in Carolina, but now with San Francisco, he has gotten a lot of playing time in the playoffs, and he showed out. He showed out a lot. He's the number one guy on their scouting report. He's been like that since he came into the league. So hopefully, I think the curse stops with him. I think he's going to have a great season. This is CMC we're talking about. This is Mr. Consistency, Mr. 2,000 scrimmage yards, Mr. 1,000 receiving, 1,000 rushing. You name it, this kid has done it. He still has a lot of legs left. He barely gets injured, and when he does, it's bad. But Just congratulations, CMC. I don't play Madden no more. Listen, I've had my gripe with the franchise for a while now. I would say around 6 or 7, 8 years that I just haven't bought Madden. And the reason why is not because I don't like the sport. It's I love the sport, and playing that game makes me despise the sport because I get bored really quickly. Like I said, like throughout my videos, like I like, role playing games. I like, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy. I'm playing Final Fantasy Rebirth right now. So I like those type of games because they keep me entertained. Madden was good when I was a kid, just like, Gran Turismo and all the racing games and everything. But, I guess in my older age now at 28, not that I'm old, but I just enjoy good story and good gameplay and engaging. I'll play a racing game and with my friends, like, you can ask all of them. I play anything. We've played FIFA together, never bought FIFA. Madden, 2K, haven't bought 2K in like 12 years. That's another whole gripe of annoyance. When it all became about Ultimate Team, I kind of was out. I was the type of guy to create a dude. I used to play MLB The Show. That got too complicated. They made it they made it interesting to make it to the bigs in career and franchise and all that. But shout out to CMC. All right, so no Formula One this weekend. Next weekend they will be in Spain for the Spanish Grand Prix. I expect competition. I do expect what we saw at Canada. That's what I'm hoping we see. Competition for the lead, for the first 5 spots constantly, tires, maybe some rain. It's been raining here and it's going to keep raining. If you guys live in South Florida, but, I think that overall it should be a good race. We'll talk about it next week, maybe. I'm hoping Verstappen doesn't win. It would be nice to see George Russell win, Lando Norris, of course, Lewis, please, if you can get one. But, at this point, I just want somebody else rather than Verstappen, even if it's Charles Leclerc. Like, I need to see a competition for the championship. It's not even for races at this point. It's to, like, have an exciting championship so the championship is not done after, like, 15 races. Like, that's what happened last year. So, NASCAR is in Iowa, short track. I think it's 1.5 miles, so not a short track, but, mid, racetrack, normal oval. Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin. Watch out for the Fords, maybe Logano. I don't know about McDowell, but maybe like Keselowski, Cindric. I think William Byron will have a good week. Maybe Chase Elliott will have a good weekend. For win though, Kyle Larson's coming off a win. I'm thinking Denny. Truex has been nipping at the bit for one. Maybe Logano. People that are desperate, Blaney, desperate to get into the playoffs and not be there with points. I like William Byron, Chase Elliott for sure. Like I think he would want to definitely get another win. Martin Truex Jr., Ty Gibbs, that kid, he's gonna win one. I don't know if it's this week, but he's gonna win one. He's fast. He's racing really well. He's come close. Then the Fords, man, Buescher, possibly, McDowell or Gilliland. Other than that, just I don't know if RCR, Kyle Busch will always be it. I mean, Kyle Busch should win one of these races coming up. One of these like old school, just normal racetracks. Like Kyle Busch dominates at these. So I expect Kyle Busch to be at the head of the timesheets when qualifying and have a good starting position, if not pole. I think Kyle Busch has a good shot this week. Let's see. IndyCar goes to... Yeah, they don't race this week either. They go to Monterey in a week. So they don't race. Okay, so let's talk about a couple of things in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers not at mandatory minicamp, unexcused, but him and Robert Saleh are on the same page. Explain to me how you're on the same page, but you're not showing up to OTA. Like, what is that? That makes no sense. Jamar Chase is at Bengals minicamp. Thank God. I think that's the last time that him and T. Higgins will be at the same minicamp for the same team. I saw a one-handed catch by Malik Neighbors. That was good. I'm seeing the rookies do pretty well. New England is already hyping up Drake May, so, they're just setting up the fall. The Mac Jones, same thing, just trying to build them up so when they start them, just they go. They don't know how to develop quarterbacks at all over there. It is awful. Tua's still waiting for an extension, and yeah, that's NFL's really like there's not a lot of talk about the NFL right now. Like Dak is debating whether to sign now or if they offer him, or to wait till free agency to see if he gets like a $200-something million deal, which the going rate right now is 50 million a year, 55 million a year for a starting quarterback. So yeah, it's gonna be steep if he hits the free market for sure. In other news, Hassan Reddick is also not at Jets minicamp. Also inexcused. But Robert Saleh says that there's dialogue and he likes it. Like, why don't you just say, like, yo, bro, he wants to get paid. He's not showing up. We're just gonna, until, something happens, we're just gonna move without him. I mean, I guess you just got traded there, but like at the same time, like, to put up the publication front and the facade of like, everything's kosher, everything's kosher, everything's good, we're healthy. Like, no, bro, like just say like, hey, he wants to get paid. He got traded over here. We haven't given him an extension. We understand his frustrations. We're working through it. But he's not here, and it's inexcused. That's all you gotta say. I mean, he's a man. Like, I don't think it's gonna hurt him like deep inside if you just say what it is. It's just business. It's the nature of the beast in the NFL or in any league. Excuse me. So that was weird. Robert Saleh, I mean, he is hanging on by a thread. Okay, when I mean a thread, I mean like fishing line. Okay, and I'm not talking about the strong one. I'm talking about fishing line at the end of the hook when the marlin, shark, tuna, grouper, whatever you're fishing, is pulling, and it's at the end of the line, and you just hear it. Like, it's gonna snap. That's Robert Saleh right now. That's Robert Saleh. That whole staff essentially, but Saleh especially. Like, if this doesn't work with Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, the defense how it is with Jermaine Johnson and Quincy Williams, now with Hassan Reddick. Like, if this doesn't work, and at least gets you to the playoffs, or even like win a playoff game, and you have another failure, you are out of there, bro. This is what you're gonna hear when you get back home, when you get back to New York after the last game. Yeah, this is what's gonna be in your office. Crickets. Everything's gonna be empty. You're gonna be out of there. But you know, it's the Jets, guys. I mean, come on. And we at the AFC East over here, you know, we don't care. You know, if you want to lose, lose. We've been doing it for a long time. So just Jets being Jets. All right, let's get into this finals game. It's tonight. Game 3, pivotal. This is make or break for Dallas. This is potentially start tasting the roses and tasting the champagne for Boston. Big things we're going to talk about. Corner threes, lobs, perimeter defense, Kyrie, Tatum, Boston's defense, and Joe Mazzulla. Not necessarily in that order. I'm just gonna spitball you guys what I think. Let's start at least with the first one. Corner threes. The Mavs were the best team at corner threes throughout the playoffs until this series. So that's something that, you know, Joe Mazzulla, I guess, really emphasized to the Celtics, like, yo, stay home on the corners. Your PJ Washingtons, your Derrick Jones Jr.'s, your Josh Greens, your Hardys, your Kleebers. You know, stay home. Stay home and do not allow that corner three that we're hitting it like as a 60% clip. Okay. So, and then the next thing Mazzulla did, these are all adjustments that he can do because of unfortunately, Boston, as much as I hate them and, you know, people hate on them, they did build a good team, like especially defensively. You have a generational defender in Jrue Holiday, especially on the perimeter on Kyrie, and he hasn't been able to solve them. I think that he should take more shots. I think that he should stop dribbling too much. I know that that's his thing, but I think he could get cleaner looks with quick moves. I'm talking about 1-2 bump and just take off or shoot, because Jrue's strong. So as soon as Jrue starts, like, he sits in front of him and he starts dancing, Jrue's just waiting for a move forward so Jrue can just cut him off, you know, and that's when the counter show starts. But, you know, if I'm Kyrie, I am looking for wide open transition threes. I'm looking to get in the paint early. I'm talking about first 6-7 buckets. I'm in the paint. I'm either getting fouled or getting a layup. I'm not shooting from the outside. I'm getting in there and finishing because my finishing's that good. After that, there has to be a way for Dallas, especially at home, to either knock down their threes above the break. Shout out JJ Redick for that. That's what Boston kills people with, especially with Horford, Pritchard, Hauser, sometimes Tatum, Brown, KP, which we're going to talk about. But I think that you have to be a little bit more decisive on offense. It's clunky. You have to move, swing, like, trust the pass. And it's not that Luka's not doing it or Kyrie isn't doing it, although Kyrie's not passing as much as, he could. He's averaging 4 assists. He averages 5. It's not that much, but Kyrie has to tell himself, hey, I'm Kyrie Irving. I can score over anybody whenever I want. I just need to get a shot. And take that mentality, especially in the first quarter, first 10 possessions, and really hammer it into yourself, because you're going to need it on the road. I am picking the Mavs to win this game. I still have the Mavs in the series. I am one of the believers that I think Kyrie's going to wake up tonight. I believe Luka will have plus 10 assists tonight because the role players will hit. A combination of PJ Washington, Lively, Gafford, Green, and Derrick Jones Jr. will have 15 to 20 points tonight. They will win the rebounding battle. The threes I'm scared of because Boston can come out guns a-blazing. And the Mavericks, even though they're at home, they're still shooting the last 2 games 8% from wide open threes and corner threes. Cannot have that. We need at least a 40% night from everybody. Kyrie needs to hit 3 to 4 threes and shoot around 7 of them. If he goes 3 for 7, 4 for 7, that would be very, very beneficial for the Mavs. What that happens when Kyrie and Luka if the barrage happens that Kyrie and Luka just start going off how they did last series and the series before that when they needed to close out, when they got into these type of moments, I think that Boston will start rotating. Because if they're down 15, 20, and it's just a Kyrie and Luka show, I think, 15 or 20 has to be like when Mazzulla's like, all right, guys, we got to double. Because, we rather give shots to PJ Washington and Derrick Jones Jr. and shit, rather than just let Luka and Kyrie cook for 40 each. So that's what it's going to take. It's going to take a 15 to 20 point lead, and it's like going to 25 around the second quarter, and then Mazzulla will be like, all right, guys, let's double. And when they double, that's when you're going to see the lobs. That's when you're going to see the corner threes, swing. That's when the Mavs offense will thrive and hopefully keep the lead for the rest of the game. The Celtics can either go cold, medium, red hot. And it could come from a variety of different faucets. This could be the Jason Tatum game. Out of nowhere, boom, 30. That would suck. This could be the Jaylen Brown game, stamp game, 35, 7 threes, or 6, 5 threes, and, 28, and, no KP. I do not think KP's playing. If KP is playing, it's a tougher task. But they're going to attack him the whole time. I am talking about, the name of the injury for Porzingis is something to behold. And I'm going to try to say it here for you guys. I'm going to try to say the Porzingis injury. This is going to be interesting, let me tell you. It's going to be very interesting. Okay? The Porzingis injury is something mighty, mighty peculiar. I've never heard of it, ever, before yesterday. And I don't think they said it was a rare injury. They said it was a rare injury. We're going to talk about Paul Skeens. Sorry, I'm scrolling through Twitter, finding the name of the. Oh, here it is. A rare torn medial retinaculum, allowing dislocation of the posterior tibialis tendon. Supposedly this is in the ankle. This man has had foot problems before. I don't think he'll play. It's a rare injury. He's day-to-day. Mazzulla and the medical staff and the team, the coaching staff took it out of his hands whether he's going to play or not. It's going to be based on the medicals after his workout, pregame workout. I don't see him playing. If he doesn't play, that's almost an automatically 14 to 20 points off the floor. That's a block. The block shooting. The shot. That was a brain fart by me. I'm sorry. That was hilarious. The shot blocking of KP will not be there. That means Kyrie can get in there. That means Luka could get in there easier. That means PJ Washington can get in there. Derrick Jones Jr. over the top. Okay, so that opens up the paint even more for what we're talking about, which is Luka and Kyrie driving to the rim, trying to force the double, because if not, they're just going to eat you alive with fouls and, layups. One thing that I think will happen today is the whistle will be more lean towards Dallas being at home, especially down 2-0. It's just what happens. I expect, Luka to at least go to the line. He has to go 85 to 90% from the line today, if not 100. Like, you cannot be shooting 46%, that when you're a 75% free throw shooter, especially the team shooting 46%. They were the worst free throw shooting team in the playoffs left. But you got to make your free throws. I mean, you have to make your – Luka and Kyrie especially, like, you got to make your free throws because, like, you lost by 7 points last game. If you would have made your free throws, if you guys would have gone 95 to 90% as a team from free throws, you would have won that game just on free throw differential alone. Kyrie has to hit his free throws. Kyrie got to go get fouled and just be aggressive, man. Just be aggressive. The Boston defense is going to try its damnedest to just play one-on-one and basically played prideful ball. What that means is basically I'm the best defender in this. I'm the best. I'm going to lock you up. That's the mentality by Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, Al Horford, Derek White. Like, that is their mentality. I'm going to lock you up one-on-one so nobody has to help. And if nobody helps, no assist happen. That is the mentality that Joe Mazzulla has instilled in this team. Okay? How you break that is penetrating. No KP and probably some Luke Cornett. Luke Cornett. Bro, if the Corneticus gets out there tonight, I can smell the burn from here. The cookness, the baked. Oh, I think that he gets some minutes tonight. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, the production out of the center position from the bench, Al Horford starting, Al Horford going to get into every single pick and roll, every single DHO. I mean, it's going to be an Al Horford slice show. And then when Luke Cornett gets in, oh my God. I can smell the burnt. I can smell it. So that's part of why I'm confident about tonight. I'm also confident about tonight because Dallas is at home and they're a much different home team. And I feel like they can get these two at home and, going back to Boston 2-2, basically telling yourself and proving to yourself that you can beat this team, I think gives you a lot more better confidence, especially if Kyrie gets back to it. Let's say Kyrie scores. Let's go crazy. Let's go. Kyrie has an amazing game, 33. Threes, crazy layups, cooking people, step backs, turnaround, pivots, everything in the like, 3 steals, played defense, aggressive, went to the line. And then in game 4, he does the same thing. Drops 28, looks like Kyrie. I think that Kyrie, after doing that, going back to Boston, has the propensity to carry over, if not more, kind of like in 2016. And then they can win the series still in 6, which is hilarious that we're down 2-0, and I'm still thinking that they can come back and win 4 in a row. But the thing is, Luka hasn't had his best game, and certainly Kyrie has not, and they've lost one game because they couldn't shoot from 3, and the Boston did shoot from 3, and another one because Kyrie didn't show up. If Kyrie showed up with 25 points, they would have won that game. Plain and simple. Do I want to give Mazzulla credit? Yes and no. Yes, basketball tactically, what he has implemented and wants to accomplish on the defensive side of the floor is very impressive. But I'm not going to give him all the credit because having a Drew Holiday, a Derek White, a Jason Tatum, a Jaylen Brown, and even a Porzingis to be able to implement those things is a lot easier. Okay, and it's been subpar results even with, that being the case. Subpar as in like results, as in like results. You've had bad nights. That team is built so you don't have a bad night. But when Jason Tatum is averaging 18 with 31% shooting, you're definitely not going to get the credit. I thought a coach would try to bring the best out of his player. Phil Jackson, Pat Riley would get into Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan's ass, because like you're not doing enough. Like do you want to win? Like, and that's when you turn on the switch as a killer. But Jason Tatum don't got that killer in him. That Kobe gene ain't in there. So, even if Penzula is talking to him, this is what he's hearing inside. Crickets. Unfortunately, that's what it is. I think Jaylen Brown and Drew Holiday are going to battle it out for Finals MVP if Boston wins. If Dallas wins, it's going to be Luka. Luka's done too much already. He's averaging 30. I mean, the numbers are Luka numbers in the finals, in his first finals. Hurt with a chest contusion, knee, you name it. The guy's a warrior. I think he'll have another good night tonight. I think he'll have 35, probably like 12 assists, 10 rebounds, good triple-double, leads the team in scoring, really has an impact in the game. Is it a close game? I want to say yes, within 8 points because of the potency of the Boston offense. Like, it's just annoying when you have Jaylen Brown could take a three and make it. And then next possession, you have Derek White take a three and make it. And then you get Drew Holiday open three or under the basket, and it's a 9-point swing in a matter of 45 seconds. So that's annoying. So you have to take that into consideration. Do I believe that the role players for the Mavs will play better? PJ Washington, Tim Hardaway Jr., if he gets any playing time, Josh Green, Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively. I think that there'll be some lobs tonight, but overall, it's going to be the Luka and Kyrie show for the win. If they get 15 to 20 points from their combined role players and bench, 15 to 25. 25 is stretching it, but 15 to 20, I think Kyrie and Luka take it home. 2-1 looks a lot different. And then you come back the next game, repeat. Maybe your role play, that's the role player game where they come alive. And then you go into Boston 2-2, and that's the series. Even though I think that you can go down 3-2, come back to the Mavs, get 3-3, and then go back to Boston for an epic Game 7. But I think that you would rather finish it at home, Game 6, in your own building. But we'll see how the cards fall. Jason Kidd has to fix some way to make the offense a little bit more efficient when it pertains to Luka and Kyrie turnovers. Just stop thinking. Believe in the pass. Believe in the scheme. Believe in your talent. Believe in the team, in your teammates. It's not that he's not. It's that I see a little hesitation third and fourth quarter. Could be fatigue, but I think at this stage he wants to win that bad, so I think you can ask that of him to be a little bit more careful with the ball or decisive and with conviction in his decisions, especially in the second half, shot selection or otherwise, whether it's assist or even defending. Got to stay out of foul trouble. I believe the whistle, like I said, will be with Dallas today. Got to hit your free throws, everybody, even Lively, even Gafford, even Derek Jones, PJ Washington. You got to hit your free throws. That will be the swing of the game. of course, rebounds and turnovers. I don't think Tatum has an amazing game, but I think he has a better game. I think the guy who has the propensity to explode is Jaylen Brown. If we're talking about an explosion candidate for 30 plus for the Celtics. But I think the big thing tonight will be if Kristaps Porzingis plays. If he doesn't play, I'm very confident that the Mavs can win. If he does play, I'm still confident, but I'm very much aware that it's going to be a hellacious battle inside in the paint for rebounds and blocks and stuff like that, as well as his easy shots over Kyrie Irving and Josh Green and, on the offensive side of the ball, which you can't do nothing about. Especially his threes from 25 plus. All right, let's get to baseball. Paul Skeens is incredible. As a rookie, he has had a 10 strikeout game. He just had an 8 strikeout game yesterday. He is pitching really well, poised, easy speed. It's easy velo, easy 99, easy 100, easy 102, 101. But then the splinker, curveball, slider, I mean, it's a handful. And he faced the Dodgers and did a hell of that was crazy. He did not face the Dodgers. Absolutely not. I will tell you who he faced because it was not the Dodgers. That would have been crazy. They faced, here we go, MLB. Tuesday. Faced the Cardinals. So he faced the lineup that, could have given him problems, and they won 2-1. And he went 7 scoreless. So, I mean, that's pretty good for your fourth start. Is it his fourth start? I believe so. He went 6 and a third, allowed 5 hits, no earned runs, 8 Ks. I mean, yeah, he pitched 103 pitches, had 74 strikes, 2.43 ERA, really good. He's doing what he does. He's doing what he did at LSU. He's 3-0, 2.43 ERA, 46 Ks, a whip of 0.96. That's walks and hits per innings pitched. So every inning he gives up less than 1 walk or hit. That's amazing. He's had how many starts? 6 starts. All right, so it was his 6th start. He's projected to have 15. So he's projected like at 81 innings pitched. I think there's more starts in the year for that. I think he can get to 20, unless they just shut him down. But they're kind of in it, kind of, and they just got Perdomo back. Well, let's go to baseball. Let's all right, so Athletics are beating the Padres in the bottom of the 6th, 3-2. And it is who pitched this game? Michael King versus Wandy Peralta. And Michael King went 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned. 12 Ks. Wow. Way to go, Michael King, and you're still losing, which is sad. Then we have okay, so we had a 17-9 thrashing, Twins to the Rockies. I'll be excited to watch those highlights. Brewers won against the Blue Jays 5-4. Astros beat the Giants. Let's see what we got here. 17-9. What happened? Okay, so it started early. 5 runs in the first inning for Minnesota. Then 3 in the 4th. Then 2 in the 6th. And 8 in the 8th. Absolutely disgusting. Jesus Christ. Let's see. Manuel Margot, 2 hits, 1 RBI. Max Kepler, oh, he was pinch hit. Who he was pinch hit for? Okay. Well, he had no hit, but Correa he went 3 for 5 with an RBI. Royce Lewis had a home run, another one. This guy's insane. He has at 367. He just came back. Miranda, he went 1 for 2. Byron Buxton, he went 2. He went 2 for 1. No, 1 for 4. And an RBI. Carlos Santana had 4 RBI. Kyle Farmer had 2 RBI. Yeah, Willie Castro, Vasquez, everybody had an RBI. Castro hit a home run. And then for the Rockies, my boy Ezequiel Tovar, hey, kid, I know it's a tough situation in that team, man, but I applaud you. Pablo Lopez went for him today, and he allowed let's see, did anybody get a home run? Okay, so Ryan McMahon hits back-to-back home runs on back-to-back games. Hits home runs in back-to-back games. Tovar went 1 for 3 and 1 RBI. I mean, they scored 9, but they really didn't score much. Pablo Lopez, he pitched. How long did Pablo pitch? Pablo pitched. Damn, they don't. Where is it? Box score. Let's see. Thursday, 6-6. He went 4 innings. Oh, 7 earned. No, that was 6-6. What's today? 6-12. They haven't updated it. Perfect. That's great. Me trying to see it, it hasn't updated. All right, so Pablo went. It looked like he had a good outing because all I saw was like 2 ones. So I think it's probably 2 earned. The Brewers beat the Blue Jays. Who was pitching in this one? Myers and Zach Pop. No. I'm trying to see the starting pitchers. Who started? Chris Bassett with 5 innings, 5 hits, 0 earned runs, 5 Ks. And Myers went 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned, 4 Ks. Okay. Brewers are the better team, so I expected that. Giants beat the Astros 3-5. Jordan Hicks had a hell of an outing yesterday. He after transferring from being a closer last year to throwing 105 and 103 and splinkers and sinkers at 102, he's really developed into a really, really, really good starting pitcher. Fromber went today, 4 innings, 8 hits, 5 earned, got murdered. And Logan Webb, 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned, 5 Ks. Okay outing for Logan. Okay outing. Let's see what the big bats did in that game. Jose went 1 for 4. Bregman went 2 for 4. Jordan went 2 for 4 and a home run. Another one for Jordan. He's hitting 293, so creeping back up on that 300 number. Singleton went 0 for 4. And Abreu went 0 for 3. Still old. Still can't hit. And for the Giants, gotta see what Matt did. See, Slater went 3 for 5. Ooh, Ramos went 0 for 4. I think he had a hitting streak going. Wilmer went 0 for 3. Chapman had a 1 RBI. He went 1 for 4. Patrick Bailey 1-for-4. Jorge Soler 2-for-2. No home run though. He's swinging 217. Jesus Christ. Wisely 2-for-4. Estrada 0-for-4. Yastrzemski 1-for-2. All right, so Braves versus Orioles. Pitchers are Spencer Schallenbach, the rookie for the Braves. And the Orioles got Cade Povich. Yeah, so 2 young guys. I'm going to go with the Orioles in this one. I think Gunnar plays today. He took an odd day off yesterday, but I think he plays today, so I'm going to go with the Orioles. Nationals and Tigers. We have Jake Irvin versus Reese Olson. I'm going to go Tigers. I like Reese Olson. Jake Irvin has been pitching well. He has a 3.12 ERA. Olson has a 3.43. One's 4-for-5. Olson's 1-for-7. But I think the Tigers got it today. Watch Riley Green maybe hit a bomb. Cubs and Rays. Javier Assad versus Aaron Savali. I'm going to go Cubs. I think Javier Assad pitches well today. Christopher Morel is going to hit a bomb, hopefully. Or Pete Crow Armstrong. That kid haven't seen the power from him this year. Guardians versus Reds. We have Tanner Bybee. So versus Nick Lodolo. Yeah, I'm going to go Guardians. They've been playing well. Josh Naylor's been hitting the shit out of the ball. J-Ram's been playing great. Fry. Connor Wong just came back. He still keeps hitting for average really well at above 340, I believe. Lodolo has a 2.92 ERA, so he's been pitching really well. So if we're going off of pitchers, I go Nick Lodolo. But if I go off a lineup and how they've been doing, I'm gonna go Guardians. Bybee's also 4-1. Lodolo 6-2. It's a really good pitching matchup. But I'm gonna go Guardians, although the Reds are at home. I'm gonna go Reds. I think Lodolo has a good game, although the Guardians have been surging. Phillies Red Sox. Christopher Sanchez, Nick Pivetta. I'm gonna go Phillies there, even though they're on the road. I think Christopher Sanchez has a good game. Yankees Royals. Cody Poteet, the youngster, 2-0, 1.72 ERA versus Dan Altavilla. Seems like he's a rookie making his first start. Congratulations to the young man. Yeah, he's 31. He has 2 Ks this whole season. He's pitched 1 inning. So I'm guessing this is his first career start. But he's 31, so I don't know if he's a 31-year-old rookie or he's just somebody that hasn't pitched for him all year. But I'm gonna go with the Yankees on that. I think Poteet keeps it going. I think Soto has a good game. Judge is absolutely a monster, bro. This guy didn't hit for like the first month of the season. And then from May on, just boom, 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 boom. He has like 26 home runs, had a double home run game yesterday. Like, a guy is mashing. He's trying to break his own record of 62, I guess. That would be crazy if he did that. That would be the first time since, I think, Barry Bonds, somebody goes over 60 twice. So that would be pretty dope, if I'm being honest. Angels, Diamondbacks. Jose Soriano for the Angels. So against Slade Ciccone, pitching-wise, I like Soriano. I'm going to take the Diamondbacks because they're at home, and Corbin Carroll seems to be getting out of his slump finally. White Sox Mariners, I'm going with the Mariners. Jonathan Cannon versus Bryce Miller. I'm taking Bryce all day in that lineup. Although Luis Robert's playing again, which finally, I love that kid. But unfortunately, his team is out of it. Rangers Dodgers, hell of a game. John Gray versus Walker Buehler. I'm gonna go with the Dodgers in this one. At home. I think Walker has a good game. Gray has a 2.12 ERA, which is insane. But I think that the LA Dodgers, Shohei, Betts, and Freeman have their way. Will Smith has been hitting really well, and Teoscar Hernandez has probably been the best player on that team all year. Marlins Mets, Braxton Garrett versus David Peterson. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say Braxton Garrett gets the win. I'm going to go with the Marlins, even though we're on the road and heavily, heavily unfavored. I just want to see us win, and I think Braxton Garrett gives us the best opportunity, so I'm going to go with the Marlins. I'm probably going to have egg on my face for that, but it is what it is. And then Pirates Cardinals, Bailey Falter, 3.69 ERA, 3.3 versus Sonny Gray, Mr. 7.4, 3.29. I think the Cardinals have this one. Sonny Gray's been playing really well. So I think that Sonny Gray, I think the Pirates have a fight, but I think the Cardinals with Sonny Gray gives them like 6 strong innings, 6-7, and the Cardinals get that. Onto the standings. Yankees and Baltimore, close, 2.5. Everybody else, gone, 14, 14.5, 15. Yeah, that AL East is absolutely fried. It's done. And it's going to keep getting overcooked as the season goes on. Cleveland is 5.5 games over the Royals, 8.5 over Minnesota. I think 11.5 and definitely 27.5 for the White Sox and Tigers. Tigers being the 11.5. I think they're a little bit too far, so I think it's really between Cleveland, Kansas City, and possibly Minnesota. Now that they have Royce Lewis and Byron Buxton back, I expect them to win more games. Seattle is 6.5 games up on Texas, 8 games on Houston. I think once you get to the Angels at 12.5 and Oakland at 13, I think that's a little too far. Even Houston at 8 is kind of sketch. But I think it's a 3-team race right now. Seattle, Texas, Houston is just on the borderline there, kind of sneaking through the water. If they get hot, maybe, but with the injuries this year to the pitchers, Urquidy, McCullers, Christian Javier, I mean, they've taken a big hit, and it's hard to come back from that. JV also, 1 year older. Hader right now, I think, is hurt or took a day off or something because he didn't pitch yesterday. Presley did. He still saved it, but that's something to keep an eye on. And Seattle's been hot, man. Seattle's been hot. Texas hasn't been its best self. But we'll see. Houston can catch fire quick. That's why I put them in there. Phillies are 10 games up on 10 games up on the Braves, 15 games up on the Nationals, 17.5 and for the Mets, and 23 over Miami. And National League East is absolutely done. It is cooked. Send it. Burnt basically, like, don't even play the rest of the season. 10 games back for Atlanta as the second place team, and then 15 to the Nationals, unless there's a catastrophic injury or an absolute decline of apocalypse levels to either, Bryce, Ranger, Zach Wheeler, Nola. JT's hurt right now, but he'll be out a month. I think they'll survive it. This team is too good, and Atlanta with no Acuna and no Strider really, really needs the extra pop offensively, and they don't have it, and the pitchers are not being their best selves this year like in years past. No Strider, that puts Max Fried and Charlie Morton. Chris Sale has been great, but Schellenbach, the rookie, has been okay, and whoever else they've thrown out there, Reynaldo Lopez has been good, but other than that, it's been a rough season, even though they're 35-29. Unfortunately, the Phillies are 46-20. So Crazy pace, plus 111 run differential. I mean, 8-2 in their last 10. It's disgusting. Milwaukee has a 7-game lead again over Pittsburgh, 7.5 to Cincinnati, 7.5 to the Cubs, and 7.5 to St. Louis. So if you believe that 7.5 games is just enough to get back in it, if you get on a crazy streak, everybody's in this division. That's what I'm going to say. Everybody's in this division. Even though I believe that Milwaukee is the better team out of everybody here, I think Pittsburgh could get on a run if Skeens and Jared Jones and Mitch Keller really get on a heater, or maybe O'Neal Cruz and Reynolds, Connor Joe, their bats start going. Cincinnati has the potential to do that. They just need to get their pitching right and their hitting. I mean, both. Cubs have the ability to do that. They have the pitching. They have the hitting necessary. They just have to put it consistently together. And St. Louis, although they're on the older side of pitching, their bats are pretty good, although, Arenado and Goldie are getting older, but everybody else is relatively pretty good, especially Mason Wynn, Jordan Walker whenever he comes back, Newt Barr, Donovan, having pretty good seasons. So, and then for the NL West, 7.5 games are the Padres behind the Dodgers. 8.5 games, the Giants to the Dodgers. And 9.5 games, the Arizona Diamondbacks to the Dodgers. And believe me, I want to say that this is over. And I believe it is. At 7.5 games for the Padres, I don't think they have the pitching necessary or the amount of bats. I just don't think so. So I think this is over as well. This is going to be for the wild card. The wild card is going to be tooth to nail between a lot of these teams. Or maybe not, because like when you really look at the records, it's Baltimore, Kansas City, Minnesota, and Atlanta, Padres, and San Francisco. Yeah, half a game for Pittsburgh, a game for Arizona, a game for Cincinnati, a game for the Cubs, a game for the Cardinals, a game and a half for Washington, 4 games for the Mets. Colorado's 9.5, and so are the Marlins. So, and that's less than in the American League. You have Baltimore, KC, Minnesota, and then Boston's 2.5 games. And then from there, it's 3 games, 3.5, 4.5, 4, 5.5, 10, 10.5, and then 19 for the White Sox, which is disgusting. Other than that, everybody's been doing well. I like the young kids coming up. I don't know when Jackson Holliday is going to show up. I don't know if he shows up again this season. I hope he does to redeem himself. Max Clark for the Tigers. I haven't heard anything about him. I haven't heard everything about Dylan Cruz in the Nationals. These are all the top 4 draft picks of last year. Wyatt Langford came back up for the Texas Rangers. I hope he starts hitting again. The kids for Boston is playing well. Cedar Rafaela and Vasquez and Hamilton, they're playing pretty good. Baltimore, Cowser, Westberg, Kolstad is the only one that has to like get it going, but I think that'll come later. He's young. Jackson Holliday, of course. Pitching wise, Yamamoto's pitched well, Shota's pitched well, Skeens. We've had some flashes of special stuff from different, Jared Jones, and we've seen some nice outings by people, but we haven't seen that dominant, I'm here for the Cy Young performance yet. That has not been done yet. The 12K games, like, yes, that's nice, but like I want to see it from like a schoolboy, Reagan's, even Sale wants to get in there. Ronel Blanco, there hasn't been many no hitters this year. It's been, I think, 1 or none. I think it's been close, but not. Ronel Blanco, I had 1, right? 30 years old. Yeah, 30-year-old rookie. I think he threw a no-hitter. I think that's the only one this season. And then bats wise, people just have to pick it up a little bit. Like I expect Corbin Carroll to be better. I expect like people on the Braves to be better. Ozzy Albies, Matt Olson, Austin Riley. Like, there's people that are supposed to be really good and they're not hitting this year. Unfortunately, they're in a slump or they're just figuring out stuff. But we'll see what happens. Thank you guys for supporting this and supporting me. Hit the subscribe button. Helps me out a lot. Comments. And just, share it, follow all my socials in the description. I love you guys. God bless. And I leave you all with the outro.
El exec, el exec, el exec.